So first timer over here. She works at Next Health upstairs, the medical clinic that I love and that I send my clients to all the time, and I have them like do cryotherapy and all that. We're here at the Parlor in New York City in my practice. So she's telling me she's got tension in her shoulders, and she's saying to me that, she just told me a minute ago, right? You just told me that your shoulders are like up here.
Yes, and I'm hunched over and constantly just up and down.
Yeah. So I told her that, like, you know, wearing our shoulders as earrings is not in style. It's not a good thing. It's not a good look, right? So I can tell right away that she has tension here, and that, like, basically, like, there's contraction in her upper back, and her first rib is elevated, okay? So her first rib is elevated here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna work to release this and drop her first rib down. So you feel that, right? Mm-hmm. This is a rib, it's not muscles that are tight. So we wanna drop that first rib down. So guys at home, try this out. All you're gonna do is you're going to grab the elbow of your loved one or partner or whatever, and then you're gonna bring their shoulder and elevate it way up towards their ear. So we're actually exaggerating the pattern of her shoulders as earrings, right? We're making them more into earrings up here. And then she's gonna push down towards the floor, very gentle. So go ahead and push your whole shoulder down against my resistance gently.
Okay,
1 pound, don't do too much, don't make me work hard. 1 pound of pressure. So she's pushing down while I'm elevating her shoulder way up as high as I can. She's pushing down for a total of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now she's gonna let go completely. Now, as she lets go, I drop that shoulder down, all right? I move it around a little bit, let it integrate, and then I'm going to bring the elbow up, and I'm gonna push up into the shoulder like this with pushing the bones in and slackening her upper back. And then I'm gonna bring it down after 5 seconds or so, 5 slow seconds. I'm gonna move it around, and then guess what? It's softer.
Yeah, it definitely does feel softer.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's lower too.
It feels
Can you
lighter.
Can you see it in the mirror how it's lower?
Definitely.
And then like press in here and press in there and feel the difference.
Oh, definitely.
And then shrug your shoulders and feel the difference. Wow, right?
Yeah, wow.
And that's one release. So what we did, guys, is that we actually had her contract her muscles that are the antagonist muscle, the opposing muscles, and then it relaxed all the muscles in the scalenes in her neck, which were pulling her first rib up towards her ears. Okay, so now we're gonna release this knot here. This is really tight.
Yeah.
Feel that?
Yeah.
That's a big contraction. So she's got a knot right over here in her upper trap region. And all I'm gonna do is not just the upper trap, it's also the fascia, right? And so we're gonna slacken it. I'm grabbing her elbow with the palm of my hand right in her elbow in the center of my hand. And I'm going to slacken it with my middle finger very gently compressing onto her upper back here, onto this muscle. And I'm holding for a total of 5 slow seconds. So usually I'm like 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then I drop it down, I move it around, let it integrate a little bit, so you gotta let go of your shoulder, so she's gotta be kind of passive. It's not easy when you're sitting upright, right? You gotta just like let go, and so guess what? Soft. It released.
Yeah,
it's totally
definitely.
gone.
When you roll over it, I can't even feel it. Or usually when someone touches my neck here, there's like bump, 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 bump.
Yeah, so how does that feel now as compared to this side, like when you press into it?
It feels so much lighter. I feel like I'm literally lopsided.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, you can
I'm
see.
literally
you can
lopsided
see it in
in the mirror.
You can see it in the mirror.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can tell. I don't know if they can see.
Yeah, no, look at this, guys. Look at that. Wow.
Literally.
You can literally
relaxed.
see it.
Yeah.
The right shoulder is dropped down and relaxed.
That's amazing.
Right? And the left shoulder is still jacked up. So you know what I say to people when I do one side and not the other yet? I'm like, if you want the other side, you gotta pay me $500. I'm just kidding.
You walk out of here.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm actually gonna like release her other shoulder right now for her. All right, but now as I do this, I'm just gonna explain to you guys what we do here is that I'm actually working. Wait, let me adjust the camera again. We're gonna move over. Perfect.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing, guys, with this technique, okay, is it's a positional release technique. I'm actually exaggerating the patterns of dysfunction in her body. When you exaggerate any pattern of dysfunction, it becomes functional. The body heals itself. The body is extremely intelligent and wise and knows how to heal itself without force, spontaneously, in a matter of seconds. Spontaneous healing is possible when we work with the body, not on the body. We're not using force, and instead we're working gently and listening with our hands and listening to the body and exaggerating, simply exaggerating the pattern of dysfunction. So her pattern is that her shoulders are up to her ears, she's wearing them as earrings. Guess what? We're gonna exaggerate. We're gonna bring it up further. We're not gonna do what stretching and yoga and massage does, which is the opposite, which is the language of opposites, where we're gonna try to push the shoulders down. That doesn't work. You don't go against nature. We're gonna go with nature, with what her body wants. Her body wants her shoulders way up here. And then as soon as we do that, it starts to get the point, and it's like, oh, I don't need to be way up here. I can go back. Right? Which is basically like a thermostat when the heat comes on, right? Because the room is too cold. So in the same way, we're making her body understand that, oh, it's not supposed to be way up there. In fact, it can let go. It's safe to let go. This is all about getting her muscles to feel safe enough for them to let go of the tension and the contraction and the holding pattern. This is a tension and holding pattern. And the only reason why there's a holding pattern, there's a contraction in the muscles and the soft tissues, it's because the body feels unsafe in this region, right? So all we're doing is by these very precise positions, you feel this? This is called the positional release. Mm-hmm. These very precise positions of your bones in space. And guess what? Things just release. It's like putting a lock in the door and unlocking it instead of something like massage, acupressure, trigger point work, grasping and scraping the body and cupping and all these other things that, sure, they may work and you may like them and they may help you, but this is the opposite. This is listening to the body, it's going with the body, and it's healing from the inside out rather than the outside in, and it's not using force, it's working smarter rather than working harder. It is safer, it's non-invasive, it's more gentle, it's easier on my hands, it's easier on her body. We can do this with someone of all conditions and all ages. In fact, I worked with a 99-year-old woman once, and we were able to do this technique, and it was safe for her, right? And so, why not, right? You can do this with kids too, and your kids and your children. So how beautiful is it that this is a compassionate form of body work that is mindful, not mindless. It's about listening rather than doing. It's, again, mindful versus mindless. A lot of massage techniques, chiropractic adjustments, PT techniques, and just like trigger point work and acupuncture and all these things, a lot of these things are actually mindless in that they're just doing a protocol or they're following a certain step-by-step thing they learned in school, and we're hoping for the best. You know, that doesn't work. You don't just like shoot a shotgun at like a target and hope to get the bullseye, right? So like this is very precise. In fact, it's considered the homeopathy of bodywork. All right, as the homeopathy of bodywork, we're exaggerating our patterns. Hey, guess what, guys? Guess what? It's equal now.
Yeah.
Right? You see
that looks a lot better.
So it looks a lot better now.
Yeah.
I just evened her out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how's your neck feel?
It feels like I've had a huge weight off.
Yeah. And then right here, this tight. You feel that?
Yeah.
So she has a knot in the right side of her neck, and guess what? I'm just gonna go in because I'm intuitively feeling into it. I'm listening with my hands. Quality of touch is key. Very gently, I'm positioning her head into this very precise position where this tissue is going to just unlock. And it's, guess what? It's just unlocked. Right? Wow. So now it's all soft. And there's one more here on the left, so we're going to release that too. That's what happens when you're a busy nurse, right?
Yeah. Just kind of lends itself. You can tell I'm having trouble, like letting control.
Yeah. Are you a control freak?
I think nurses have to be a little bit.
Right? Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
Totally. All right, deep breath. Exhale, let go of your shoulders. Good. Good. Great. We're letting go. Breathe. Good. So there's more knots here in her back. I'm releasing them really quickly. You see how quick? It's like, I call this a tune-up. Like I'm giving her like a quick tune-up. Hey, guess what? You feel way lighter and way better, and feel how your neck is like, right?
I've had that knot for years. I mean, since I became a nurse, I've had this knot back here, and I thought that's just how my body was.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, like I've had people who have the knot in their shoulder and their upper back for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Literally 30 years. They have a knot in their shoulder, and they've tried everything. They tried digging in, they had massage therapists, they had Graston, they had acupressure, trigger point work, dry needling, and legit, in 5 minutes or less, or 30 seconds or less, we're able to release that knot, and it's mind-blowing, because what I'm doing is the complete opposite of everything else that's out there.
Yeah, completely. I've done massages and all kinds of different stuff, acupuncture, and I thought that's just how my body was at this point.
No, it's not. You see the possibilities of spontaneous healing when we listen to the body with our hands, and when we put our body into the right environment, the right positioning for it to let go. Because what we're doing with these positions, again, is the conversation between my hands and your body and your bones and your nervous system is that it's safe, you can let go. I'm working here with the proprioceptive reflexes of your nervous system, which are the sensors of the nervous system. We have them everywhere in our body, right? And we're getting your body to essentially surrender and release all the tension and pressure and contraction and holding patterns through a very gentle positioning of your bones in space. That's it. It's just positioning the bones in space. It feels incredible. In fact, it feels like magic. And you see it's very gentle. There's no force. It's non-invasive. It's more, again, listening. You know, it's very much so just how can we listen to what our body needs and give it what it needs and make it feel safe enough to soften it. And now what's happening is your body's softening.
Definitely. Yeah.
What else does it feel like? Tell people.
I think that there's a weight off of my shoulders, and I didn't even realize it was there.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a looseness where I didn't even realize I was holding my entire upper body so tight. I think my entire upper body was like tensed up, and now I can tell the difference between giving up the passive control and truly what I thought was being relaxed.
Yeah. And that's the thing, guys, right? I mean, we think that we're relaxed in our body. We don't realize that we're doing this, that we're walking around so tense. We don't realize that we're rigid, stiff, and rigidly fixed in our ways and kind of moving around with stress in our body. We don't feel it until somebody like me goes in and presses into the tissues where you actually oh my God, wow, I'm really tight. I can't tell you guys how many people, they're like, oh, I feel fine, I have no pain, I have no stress, I have no emotions in my body, and then I go in and I go, what about this? And they're like, oh, that hurts. And I'm like, well, why does it hurt? It only hurts because it's contracted. And so a lot of our muscles, they won't really be hurting or sore or tense if they're relaxed. When our body's relaxed, that's how we know that it's soft, right? In other words, when our body's soft and there's no pressure and tension and pain or even ticklishness in our body, then what's happening is our body is balanced and our muscles are relaxed versus contracted. So we're just working with the contraction, completing the contraction, and then the body will relax, right? So we have a muscular contraction. It's like contract, relax, contract, relax. And a lot of times stress causes us to contract and stay contracted. This is about, it's safe, you can let go, relax, right? And it just relaxes on its own from the inside out. We're harnessing the power of the nervous system with this technique, all right? And I will say this is influenced by a technique called orthobionomy. Ortho is O-R-T-H-O -bionomy, B-I-O, bio, no me. okay? N-O-M-Y. So what this is the natural laws of the application of life. You know, essentially, it's a mouthful, I know, but this is a technique that's influenced by orthobionomy because I studied orthobionomy. It's a 500-hour program, and this is one of the many modalities that I practice in my healing system, which I call Kinetic Release Therapy. If you want to learn more, go to my website. Leave a comment below and let us know. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to continue just doing a few more minutes for her here and hooking her up because she's taking care of people all the time, and now it's her time to get released. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much. I feel like my range of motion is just blown open. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, amazing. She's ready to go. Ready to go. Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay kinetic, guys. Kinetic Body Therapy. Please follow me on Instagram and YouTube as well. I think this is going to be on YouTube. And then please check out my TikTok. I could really use some more followers on TikTok because I literally just opened the account not too long ago. And so please follow me and check me out on TikTok for more content that you won't find here on YouTube or on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. Edan Harari, Kinetic Body Therapy at the Parlor in New York City with the lovely
Sarah.
And she, come visit Sarah and I here at the Parlor.
Right upstairs, you can come visit Next Health for all of your longevity health needs. We're happy to help.
There you go. Bye for now, guys. All the best.